Chapter 9. The Four Commandments of God in the Gathering of Humanity. Always observing and following Nalanda's footsteps in human life in the human world, Yak is highly proud of the achievements he has made over the years. Countless people have overcome suffering in life quickly and peacefully through studying and practicing the knowledge of the two truths. Besides, many people of different ages had mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety disorders, hallucinations, paranoia, postpartum depression, being possessed by demons, and schizophrenia. They recovered and returned to normal. In particular, many people suffer from mild to severe diseases, such as body pain, bone and joint pain, cancer, etc. They have overcome illness and suffering in life like magic. However, from Nalanda's sermons, Yak knew it was not magic or a miracle. All the sick people recovered from their illnesses, and those who had suffered overcame their suffering because they diligently listened and learned his knowledge. They and their families followed his teachings and instructions correctly. Because the knowledge he is teaching is accurate information, the truth of all things in and out of the universe. All that information he called the knowledge of two noble truths, including the truth of the universe and the truth of enlightenment. He combined that knowledge with the smallest energy particles, truth, nature, and movement mechanism to create the magical power of enlightened knowledge. Learning about the smallest energy particles is difficult to understand because humanity cannot discover the smallest particles of simple matter, such as soil, rocks, plants, and metals. But the knowledge of the smallest energy particles that the incarnation of Nalanda is teaching includes the smallest energy particles of simple matter, complex matter, and supermatter. They are the three groups of matter that make up the universe and all life within it. However, the knowledge of the smallest energy particle became accessible for everyone in the human world to learn and remember when he encoded the knowledge of two truths into them, to dispel ignorance and achieve enlightenment for Tuelinhs people in the human world. For him, it is the truth of information with the nature and operating mechanism of the smallest particle in the universe. But for me, it is magic, a miracle that my revered father has been teaching in the human world through his incarnation. Although he still had to wait for one of the three messengers to return before Yak could transform into a human to study and practice, he could still listen to the lectures Nalanda preached to his students. The wonderful tools in Yak's workplace help him complete the task, but also allow him to immerse himself in the atmosphere of the great teacher's lectures and classes. He always listens attentively and does not miss any lesson from the teacher, imparting knowledge of the two noble truths. Because he heard and received valuable information from the teacher's lectures before incarnating as a human, he is confident that he will fully understand that knowledge and practice, transforming the original yin and yang embryo into an energy filter success in the following human life. When Yak saw Nalanda preparing to give lectures to many students in a classroom with nearly 100 students, Yak seemed to blend into the classroom atmosphere to listen to his teachings. He rented the classroom in a house to lecture on knowledge. Although the space was cramped because many people were listening to the lecture, it was even uncomfortable. But those troubles disappeared when his lesson started. That is the familiar feeling of those who have repeatedly heard speeches from the teacher. When he knows the truth about himself, who is the Tuelin inside him? Nalanda's incarnation used his name as his own. He explained to his students the meaning of the name Nalanda. When in heaven, that name means the first Tuelin, God. All things in the universe were born from him. His wisdom covers the entire understanding of the universe. Especially, he is the only fully enlightened Tuelin. When in the human world, that name means a fully enlightened person preaching the knowledge of two noble truths to everyone. In particular, students of Nalanda are allowed to use Nalanda as their name if they practice spreading the understanding of the two truths to everyone equally. Then, his students also became Nalandas, and they were the ones who preached the doctrine of full enlightenment to everyone. My endless memories were suddenly replaced by memories of the lecture of Nalanda, my respected teacher. When his warm words were played, I noticed that in today's speech, he gave on the 4 commandments of Nalanda in the gathering of humanity. Luckily, I can remember his lectures in detail and precisely as they were. It's a wonderful thing. Please join me in the teacher's warm teachings. Then the teacher said, in the history of humanity, there have been countless people who, out of suffering and hurt, have sought the release of suffering. Because of affliction and ignorance, numerous people seek enlightenment to be at peace, to become wisdom. Countless people have practiced on the path to enlightenment to help themselves and other suffering people. Did you know they were successful? Did they attain enlightenment or full enlightenment? In human history in this universe, has anyone achieved those things? These are difficult questions for you. Put a smile on your face, even though your body is in pain from illness, even though your mind is disturbed by afflictions, by suffering and torments. Please shake it off for now. Listen to what I say. Look and think about the times I laugh. My smile helps you become loving, warm, and filled with enlightenment. After learning the two truths, you will understand everything from the tiniest particle of energy to yourself, the Tuelin, humanity, the origin of humanity, and the entire universe. You need to remember that in this universe, there's only one fully enlightened person, God, also known as Buddha. There are many enlightened ones. The rest are immersed in suffering and the gradual destruction of the Tuelin. At this time, you have questions about those answers. That is great because it helps us activate the informational natures of our souls when interacting with valuable information. Each lesson I share with you will be the magic key to unlock the secret pieces for yourself, others, all species, Tuelinhs, humanity, and the universe. Relax and listen to each lecture. Then you will understand and find it easy to overcome all suffering and illness in this human life. Do you know who the ancestors of humans are? What is the origin of humans? Did humans evolve from animals or some species on this earth? Many religions and researchers have answered this question. Some religions believe that people come from some distant planet in the universe. Some believe God punishes people, hence, they have to suffer on this earth. Some researchers believe that humans evolved from an animal on Earth. All of these answers cause confusion and anxiety for humans. From those points of view, we are vague and do not assert the truth about our origins, from which we do not know what we exist and live for, what our mission is, and where we go after we die. we are completely unaware or vague, even misinterpreted about these things. Then we sink into suffering with no way out. We will fail even if we try to find enlightenment in all forms. There are many cases of failure, but they think it is a success on the path to enlightenment. Because you and humanity misunderstand the origins and duties of human beings. When suffering, people leave their families, parents, spouses, and children to go away searching for enlightenment in some pure place. Those are the consequences of creating suffering after suffering for the next life, without even realizing the truth of the enlightenment people have been searching for. You have heard my lecture on the 3 elements that make up the human being, the 3 elements that make up the Tuelin, a little secret of the Tuelin and why the human life form was formed. I will tell you all the secrets of the universe, of Tuelin, of man. When you receive all that accurate and valuable information, the soul within you will become strong and have the wisdom to merge with the body and the brain. Then you become enlightened people. Next, practice in human life to become an enlightened being. You must know and always remember about the 4 commandments of God in the gathering of humanity. It helps you remember your roots of humanity, your duties as a human being, and your responsibilities to yourself, animals, things, and everyone around you. Before the Congress of Gathering Humanity took place, on Earth, there was an entire system of vegetation with vast forests, from minor to enormous rivers, and the vast ocean, rolling hills and mountains. Animals on the ground with countless species live in rivers, lakes, and seas, and those that can fly high above the ground. In particular, he created an ideal environment not to create danger to people's lives when they appear. Those are ferocious animals that are destroyed by climate change and natural disasters. The living environment is created to ensure that people can live and develop further. After the habitat for humans on Earth was ensured, Nalanda created many gathering points for humankind on Earth. The locations are held on the edge of large river areas, next to the coast, near the forest, in the forest, and the mountains. These gathering locations will not be able to know about each other's presence. They will live separately from each other for a long time to grow from a small group of people into larger communities. Then, people between locations will discover each other, creating complexity in people's lives. That is the process built for humanity after the great gathering of humanity. The human gathering places were created around the same time, one after the other, under the direction of Nalanda. In each location, he had 4 commandments to teach the first humans on Earth, which were their first lessons in the human world. Besides, the animals considered it their lesson when summoned to participate in the human gathering. The Humanity Gathering Congress takes place as follows. At each gathering point, many Tuelinhs are participating in incarnation as humans in the human world. 4 Tuelinhs will transform into a family, including a father, mother, son, and daughter. There were more than 4 incarnated households in each location. He summoned the animals from all directions to listen to his teachings. The Tuelinhs were assigned to incarnate to perform the duties of father, mother, son, and daughter before the conference took place. They went through the Tuelinhs conference in heaven to thoroughly grasp the contents for the path of practice in human form in the human world. 4 Tuelinhs on duty in a family stand close to each other. they stand apart from other families. Households stand in a circle, and in the middle is Nalanda. When the animals fully attended, they stood among the households and behind them. He began using his miraculous power to move the smallest particles of 5 energy groups from the universe's space to the gathering place. Those groups of energetic particles move like tornadoes with countless particles and aggregate at the Tuelinhs. Each Tuelin has a vortex of the smallest, simple energy particles that merge with the Tuelin standing on the task of incarnation. This process happens very quickly. A moment later, complete people are formed. The father and mother have tall and mature bodies, and the daughter and son have small bodies. Men have rugged beauty and muscular strength, while women have gentle beauty and grace. They do not have clothes to cover their bodies, mainly because they have gender differences, but they do not have any shyness or shame. The animals expressed surprise at his creation of humans by combining the simple energy particles to form a body, and the Tuelin with transcendent intelligence within that body. That also makes the Tuelinhs excited and worried when they no longer have the magic to fly or transform. They have to put on a form with countless cells inside the body, a complete living organism. At that time, because of their curiosity about the human body, which was very strange, one person immediately asked him, "Father, how should we use and operate this body?" He replied, "I make your bodies from the smallest, simple particles of 5 energy groups, which are clumped together, linked together to create the parts of the body, all of them encrypted information, to do the task of creating life when there's Tuelin residing inside. Adapt to your new body and practice your human life based on my 4 commandments." Then the first humans said to him, "Please teach us. We will remember your teachings." He looked at each household and animal in turn, and then he gave 4 commandments. The first thing you must remember: I brought you down here to be human with holy Tuelin, and when you return, you must also return with holy Tuelin. The second: I have given you a mission to give each other children so they can become a family, have children, and build humanity into greatness. The third thing: I give you the mission of taming the souls of animals so that they become humans like you. The fourth thing is that you will have to go through all the sufferings and tribulations for many lifetimes practicing in human form until you can transform the yin and yang embryos into an energy filter, full enlightenment. My children, I suggest, to quickly attain the energy filter in the yin and yang embryos or become enlightened, you should seek the truth of the universe in each suffering and enlighten them. Then he instructs those people how to practice human life so that they build and develop their group to become larger and more robust. The same happens at the other gathering points. Besides, he remembered to encourage the first people who laid the foundation to build humanity so that other Tuelins could incarnate as humans. The miracle of the creation of humanity is that he uses his magical power to operate the smallest, simple energy particles to combine with each Tuelin to form a complete human being. Only first, when he created humans, he used that method. The next generation of humans will be born by a reproductive mechanism that combines a woman's egg and a man's sperm. You will find it difficult to understand why each member of the family has different functions and duties, such as the woman having the ability to get pregnant and give birth to a baby, and the man having the same function as the woman, to create a fetus and functions that develop and protect their loved ones, children with learning tasks, and more. That is not difficult to understand. It is all a secret of encrypted information. Before the Tuelins were incarnated as humans, they knew their duties and received information and tasks from him. Then, for their mission to be carried out properly, he used the smallest infinities of energy particles to combine to create body parts to ensure the functions of each person. In particular, in the energy particles, there's a chain of information inside. When linked, they have created a difference in function in the human body and between men and women. When the first humans performed their functions, their children would observe those actions. Those actions are all informational and will be encoded in the yin and yang energy embryos within their Tuelin. This process forms the genetic element for humans in future generations. When it comes to encrypted information, this is the secret of the universe, people, and Tuelinhs. I will share it with you in other lessons. Information is the key to opening the door to understanding everything in and out of the universe. Yourself, other people, animals, and spirits. So, today, I have taught you about the origin of our humanity. We are present in this world with a clear mission, so our responsibility is to fulfill that mission. The 4 commandments are the guidelines for each person to rely on and practice. Try through suffering and tribulation to understand the truth of all things and enlighten them. Only when you do that, you can transform the yin and yang embryo into an energy filter. At that time, you become wholly Tuelin after practicing for countless lives with the toxins that defile yourself. I will share other secrets from his 4 commandments and human gathering in other relevant sermons. Step by step, those secret doors help you gain the wisdom of all things, and you will have the power to transform your yin and yang embryos through the path of understanding the truth of the universe and practicing enlightenment in all suffering.